Charlotte isn't one city. It's 5 totally different lifestyles packed into one metro. In South End, the Blue Line takes you to a Panthers game before tacos and rooftop beers with skyline view. A few miles south in Ballantyne, golf carts crowd school pickup lines, kids race to swim club, and Johnston Road traffic makes it feel like a city of its own. Head west to Steel Creek for weekend cookouts, extra space at Rivergate shopping, with a longer drive if you work uptown. And in South Park or Myers Park, it's luxury storefronts, shaded streets, and historic homes that feel more like private estates. Same city, even at the same price, but 5 very different lives. And here's the twist. The numbers say crime is actually down 25% this year. Yet one headline on the Blue Line had everyone questioning safety. With 157 people moving here every day, the real question is which version of Charlotte feels like home to you? And how do you avoid the surprises most people never see coming? Charlotte isn't just a dot on a map. It's a city that lives differently depending on the block you choose. I've called this city home for years, raised my family here, and helped countless others find the neighborhood that fits their life. Where you land shapes your morning, commute, weekends, your whole rhythm. Some streets wake to the hum of the Blue Line. In coffee lines on South Tryon. A few miles away, kids race bikes through cul-de-sacs while neighbors wave across fences. Out west, the air smells like charcoal from backyard grills while Rivergate shopping is packed. Same metro, totally different vibe. And here's what most people miss. 2 houses that look similar on paper can lock you in to completely different lifestyles. One might give you walkable nightlife, another suburban quiet, and another a country club pace of life. Charlotte isn't just one big uniform city. It's a patchwork of lifestyles stitched together by short drives and sharp contrast. On a Friday night in South End, the Blue Line hums past patios packed with young professionals. Murals glow under streetlight, and condos above neon-lit taco joints sell almost as quickly as they're listed. Redfin has the city's median price at $440,000, with homes lasting about 47 days on the market. But South End's best spots rarely sit that long. Head south, and the vibe completely changes. Ballantyne trades murals for manicured lawns and Friday beers for golf carts lined up at swim club. Families move here for schools and stability, and even with Johnston Road traffic, it feels more like a self-contained bubble than a suburb. To the west, Steel Creek stretches the budget differently. New construction pushes up around Rivergate, weekends spill onto Lake Wiley, and families swap shorter commutes for backyard barbecues and lake days. It's one of Mecklenburg County's fastest growing pockets, proof that value and space still drive demand. Now, not far away, Matthews slows everything down to small town speed. Brick sidewalks lead to church steeples, and on Saturdays, the farmers market fills with the smell of kettle corn and barbecue smoke while live music drifts across Trade Street. Neighbors linger at produce stands, kids dart through the crowd, and it all feels more like a community gathering than a shopping trip. And tucked just southeast of Uptown, prestige takes over in South Park and Myers Park. South Park leans on its luxury storefronts and rooftop cocktails, while Myers Park layers history over heritage. Queens Road West shaded by massive oaks, porch swings creaking in the evening, joggers cutting through the canopy, and Myers Park High School anchoring the district with decades of reputation. With about 157 new residents arriving every day, demand plays out differently across each of these pockets. South End thrives on its own energy. Ballantyne on its schools, Steel Creek and Matthews on value, South Park and Myers Park on legacy and prestige. Same metro, sometimes even the same budget, but completely different lives. And this is where my team comes in. I'm Josh Burnett, a local Charlotte realtor. We live here, we work here, and we help families every day figure out which part of Charlotte actually fits their lifestyle. Because the wrong neighborhood isn't just the wrong address, it's the wrong daily reality. Before you decide, reach out. All our info is linked in the description, and we'd love to help you find the right Charlotte. But life in Charlotte isn't just about a house. It's about the rhythm you choose, and every rhythm has trade-offs. Grab a condo near the Blue Line in South End, and you'll never miss a beat. Coffee at Not Just Coffee, the stadium a short walk away, and murals glowing after dark. Rooftop sunsets are electric, but parking's a headache, and affordable condos vanish fast. Out by Ballantyne Corporate Park, the soundtrack is carpool lines, and golf carts buzzing towards the swim club. Families love the schools and greenways, but daily life runs on your car. If you thrive on structure, it worked. If you crave nightlife, it's a bubble. Toward Rivergate and Lake Wiley, Still Creek stretches your budget with new homes and weekends on the water. Summer nights smell like barbecue smoke and end with fireworks over the lake. The trade-off, Uptown isn't a quick trip. Traffic, make sure of that. In Matthews, Saturdays pull neighbors to Trade Street for peaches, kettle corn, and live music at the farmer's market. Friday night football lights up the whole town. The charm is real, but so is the slower pace. Along Queens Road West, Prestige has its own rhythm. Myers Park, oak-lined sidewalks, and South Park's rooftop cocktails feel timeless. But timeless comes with a price tag, and not everyone wants a lifestyle that curated. So, which trade-off feels right for you? South End's Energy, Ballantyne's Structure, Matthews Community, or South Park's Prestige? Drop it in the comments, and I'll tell you more about your future here than any Zillow scroll ever could. And here's the twist. These choices just aren't about where you live. They're about how you move through the city, which means Charlotte's transit story, from today's car-heavy reality to the promise of the Silver Line, could completely shift these lifestyles in the years ahead. Moving to Charlotte, the biggest surprises usually aren't about the house. They're about the expectations that people bring with them. Plenty of clients arrive from DC or New York expecting Charlotte to feel cheap. But Redfin puts the median sales price at $440,000, with homes selling in under 2 months. And in real cost, insurance, utilities, gas, and MIT's living wage calculator says a single adult needs $26 an hour just to cover the basics. Plan only around Zillow prices and your budget gets crushed. Communities throw people off too. Steel Creek to Uptown looks like a quick shot on the map, but brake lights on I-77 can double that time. In Ballantyne, carpool means horns at 7:45 a.m., parents juggling coffee and laptop. These areas work, but only if you've planned for the drive. Another trap, believing the listing photos. A South End condo can look perfect until the blue line rattles your windows at midnight. That quiet street turns out it's a cut through at rush hour. If you don't walk the block, you don't know the block. And schools, huge mistake. Too many clients assume the address guarantees the school they want, but CMS boundaries shift, magnets change, and feeder patterns don't always match the listing. I've seen families blindsided when they ended up in the wrong assignment zone. Charlotte rewards clear eyes. It's not about chasing cheap, ignoring commutes, or trusting photos and assumptions. It's about knowing what life really looks like. Safety in Charlotte gets distorted fast. Scroll headlines and it looks chaotic. Look at the numbers and the picture shifts. CMPD's mid-year 2025 report shows violent crime is down 25%. Overall crime is down 8%. And homicides, 42 compared to 59 last year. Those are real improvement, but one event can overshadow the data. Last August Blue Line homicide rattled the city, pulled in state and federal attention, and pushed transit security to the front page. That's Charlotte's tension. Numbers say one thing, and headlines say another. Here's what most people don't know. CMPD also patrols the city's 82.5 miles of greenways by bike every day. It doesn't make headlines, but locals know those trails feel safe because officers are out there checking on joggers, cyclists, and families. Day to day, the contrast is clear. South End and NoDOT buzz with patios and music on the weekends. In South Charlotte and Matthews, kids ride bikes while neighbors grill in the driveway. And if you're on the Blue Line, you'll see more security presence since last summer. Charlotte is trending safer than the headlines suggest, but safety is only one piece of the puzzle. If there's one real question that decides whether Charlotte works for you, it's this: what does the daily life actually cost? The Redfin median home sits around $440,000, with properties still moving in under 2 months. That's manageable compared to bigger metros, but housing is just one piece. MIT's living wage calculator puts Charlotte's baseline at $26.59 an hour for a single adult. And when you break it down, the math makes sense. Housing alone averages $20,700 a year. Add Duke Energy bills in the summer, water, internet, trash, that's hundreds more each month. Gas isn't optional either. Charlotte's still car first. And if you're commuting from Steel Creek or Ballantyne, fill-ups sting. Groceries track close to the national average, but choices shift the budget. Harris Teeter and Publix lean higher. while Aldi and Food Lion stretch the dollar. Eating out, South End tacos and craft beer add up quicker than a backyard cookout in Matthews. Childcare is a real budget buster. Full-time daycare can rival a mortgage payment, and after-school care, HOA dues in South Charlotte, or insurance hikes near flood-prone creeks, and affordable Charlotte, well, it's a lot more complicated. And this isn't just local. Harvard's Joint Center for Housing Studies says that affordability stress is at a 30-year high nationwide, and Charlotte is right in it. Lower than New York or DC? Sure, but not the bargain that many expect. Would you rather stretch closer in, paying more to be near Uptown, South End, or South Park, or save farther out in Steel Creek, Indian Trail, or Fort Mill, even with longer drives? Drop your answer in the comment, because cost matters, but money doesn't buy vibe. And in Charlotte, the vibe flips block by block. Charlotte runs on cars. Until transit expands, your steering wheel is your lifeline. Sit on I-485 at rush hour and you'll feel it. Brake lights for miles past Ballantyne or Huntersville. I-77 crawls, Providence Road stalls, and your morning becomes a podcast episode behind the wheel. The Blue Line light rail is the exception, and it's why South End exploded. Trains cut through breweries and apartments, giving a straight shot to Uptown, NoDa, and University City. But beyond that corridor, buses are the fallback, and that service is spotty. That's why the city approved a CATS transit plan. More frequent buses through a better bus network, 40+ miles of new rail in phases, a Silver Line segment tying in the airport through Uptown, and a Blue Line extension into Pineville. It's ambitious, but funding dependent until voters approve it. It's vision, not commute. And here's the twist. Charlotte's 82 miles of greenways aren't just for joggers. Some Uptown workers already bike in from Plaza Midwood or Dilworth, trading gridlock for shaded trails and creek views. So the trade-off is clear. Today, you buy for the garage. Tomorrow, if those expansions land, living near a transit corridor could double your convenience and your home's value. The truth is, Charlotte isn't one city. It's 5 different lives, and the right one depends on you. I've seen clients walk away from million-dollar neighborhoods because the lifestyle didn't fit, and others fall in love with places they'd never expect. That's the power of choosing the right corner of this city. And that's where we come in. My real estate team helps clients find not just houses, but the neighborhoods and daily rhythms that actually fit their life. If you're ready to make Charlotte home, call us, text us, or email us. All of our information is linked right below in the description. And before you head out, check out the playlist on your screen. Start with Best Neighborhoods in Charlotte if you're still deciding where you'd fit, or dive into the Cost of Living in Charlotte series to see how the numbers play out in real life. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you on the next one.